Welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever looked up and marveled at the structural integrity of a massive skyscraper standing tall against gravity, you really ought to consider the literal engineering marvel you walk around in every single day. I'm talking, of course, about the human skeleton. So, think about this. What actually gives our body its shape and helps us stand upright? Without this internal framework, basic physical interactions like running, standing, or even just sitting up straight to watch this would be completely impossible. It is the literal foundation of how we experience the physical world, constantly battling kinetic forces and, well, gravity. And the scale of this foundation is honestly pretty mind-blowing. An adult human normally has about 206 bones. But hey, it's not just a static count, right? These 206 individual components are working in tandem with hundreds of muscles and connective tissues to create this highly sophisticated, continuously operating kinetic chain. Here's a quick look at what we're going to cover in this explainer. First, the body's ultimate framework. Second, armor for your organs. Third, limbs, joints, and movement. Fourth, 4 essential skeleton jobs. Fifth, keeping your bones healthy. And finally, some fun facts and a final quiz. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the body's ultimate framework, defining the skeleton. So what exactly is the skeleton? Simply put, it's the structural framework of the human body, made up of bones, joints, and connective tissues. It really functions as one unified, brilliant structure. It relies on the perfect synergy of ligaments, tendons, and bone tissue just to maintain our structural integrity and handle the immense physical stress we put it through on a daily basis. Moving right along to Section 2, armor for your organs, the protective shield. It's fascinating how certain structures map perfectly to the squishy, vital organs they protect. Think of the skull as a highly durable helmet, a cranial vault completely encasing your brain. Then you've got the backbone, or vertebral column, meticulously shielding the super delicate spinal cord of your central nervous system. And of course, the rib cage. This creates a secure yet expandable vault to protect your heart and lungs from any external impact. It's literally built-in body armor. Okay, Section 3, limbs, joints, and movement, the mechanical hinges. Now let's talk about how we move. Our limbs actually utilize biomechanical leverage to interact with the world around us. The bones in our arms give us a mechanical advantage, letting us lift, carry, and reach with incredible dexterity. Meanwhile, the thicker, sturdier bones of our legs, they handle immense ground reaction forces. They support our body weight and propel us forward, whether we're walking, running, jumping, or climbing. But here's the catch. Bones themselves are entirely rigid. That means they rely completely on joints, which are just the specific places where 2 or more bones actually meet. Joints act exactly like mechanical hinges. Whether we're talking about your elbows, knees, shoulders, or ankles, these flexible intersections create kinematic chains. And that is exactly what allows for such complex articulation and fluid movement across all different planes of motion. Next up, Section 4, 4 essential skeleton jobs, more than just structure. We know our skeletal system naturally provides support to give our body shape, it gives protection for our vital organs, and it creates a framework for movement. But here's the truly mind-blowing part. It's also responsible for blood cell production. Deep inside certain bones, marrow acts like a microscopic factory through a process called hematopoiesis. Your skeleton is literally in there, right now, actively manufacturing the blood cells required to keep your body alive and functioning. How cool is that? Which brings us to Section 5, keeping your bones healthy, maintenance for the machine. So, actively maintaining this living machine obviously requires a few key inputs. First, it starts with nutrition. You've got to secure enough calcium and protein through foods like milk, eggs, beans, or fish. You also need vitamin D from sunlight to ensure your body actually absorbs all of that optimally. From there, regular physical activity is absolutely crucial. Why? Because it stimulates bone remodeling, basically forcing your skeletal structure to adapt and actually increase its density. And finally, wearing proper safety equipment, like popping on a helmet for cycling, simply mitigates acute physical trauma to your natural framework. Protect the armor, right? All right, Section 6, fun facts and final quiz, testing your knowledge. Before we wrap up, let's explore a few lesser-known, kind of wild anatomical dynamics. Did you know babies are actually born with more bones than adults? It's true. Over time, through a process called ossification, many of those smaller bones actually fuse together. Structurally speaking, the femur, that's your thigh bone, possesses incredible tensile strength and is by far the longest bone in the body. And on a totally micro scale, there are tiny bones deep inside your middle ear that literally manage acoustics and dictate your auditory processing. Okay, let's do a rapid-fire visual recap to really lock in these structural concepts. Quick quiz. First up, what is the ultimate protective housing for the brain? It's the skull. Yep, acting as our heavy-duty cranial vaults. Question 2. What acts as the dynamic shield for your cardiovascular system, specifically protecting the heart and lungs? The rib cage, constantly expanding and contracting to let you breathe, all while guarding those vital internal organs.
And finally, what connects your bones and actually allows for movement?
Joints, absolutely. They are the essential kinematic hinges of the human body. This brings us to a really perfect summarizing thought from our source material. Our skeleton supports, protects, and helps our body move. I mean, it perfectly captures the magnificent triple duty that our anatomical framework performs every single day, seamlessly combining structural engineering, organic armor, and dynamic mobility. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Since your bones are literally living factories, constantly adapting, protecting, and supporting you from the inside out, how will you fuel your skeleton today? Keep exploring, stay curious, and thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.